a lot of people get views on this passport thing, kind of scaring men into travel from the traveling or what they consider traveling for sexual purposes. Okay. Which does go into the conversation. Anton Daniels has been talking about a lot. It's on his mind. Minister Japp continues to make content about it, even though it's a small fraction of men that do this. Not even 45% of men have their passports at all in the United States, let alone black men. All right, I would roughly say it's not even 10% of black men that even have a passport in their possession. But what happens is men create this scarcity wherein we find that women have a model of selecting men, but it is the men that create the scarcity amongst the other men. The Andrew Wilson thing, okay, where he has the wife that has children by multiple men. Men then say, don't date single mothers. That creates scarcity because then you look at the black community and say, well, a lot of the women have children by the time they're 30. Now you have to say, well, if we're going no single mothers, then that knocks out a lot of women out of mate selection. That creates scarcity. Then the next thing we'll say something like is interracial relationships. Okay. Don't date someone that is not your race. So you're trying to date. Okay. I'm not going to date a single mother, but I met this woman she's a Filipina or she's white or she's Latina. Oh man, you a sellout. So they'll even give you a strike for interracial dating, but you're trying to not even date a single mother. So then you'll date a snow bunny. Oh, you a snow bunny. You snow bunny chaser. Creating more scarcity. Another model of scarcity, age. You can't date an 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, older than 5 years, older than 10 years. Then they start knocking you out of the box related to the age of women you date, creating even more scarcity. So I don't date a single mother. I date a black woman, but she's 20 years younger than me. Oh man, look. You would think women are the ones coming up with this, but it's men. Men. You dating these young women, it could be your daughter. If you come around dating, if that was my daughter, I will fuck you up. I will beat you up. So they knock you out of the box even when it comes to age, creating further scarcity. The judgment, further scarcity. You had to travel all the way around 8,000 miles around the world to go get pussy. When you kind of got pussy here, and the only reason you got to go all the way over there is you can't get the women here. After further criticizing these same women, you're supposed to pick from the pool of those women and make it work. If you go outside of that, they then further have problems with you for going outside of that. Hence the Anton Daniels video. Oh, you're not cool. So what? You got to be cool now. Okay, I thought I was just trying to pick a mate. Now I got to be cool and pick a mate. Okay, I have to be cool with you. Why does that matter? Why is your opinion of me being cool matter? Because I got my passport and I went overseas. You see where this scarcity lines up with men, and it is something that men have created. It even goes further when you get into the red pill spaces, because then just getting a woman seems to be a problem. Okay. Just having a girlfriend is a problem. Oh, he went and got a girlfriend. Oh, CGA he fell for the Japanese bait and switch. So now they're further saying, nah, just use them as recreational use. Do not bring her back here. Don't marry a Japanese woman. You see what's happening here. Okay, you see what's happening here. And where the men don't realize where the damage is being created is through the dick policing. Now you pay the woman. You go overseas and pay the woman. You pay the woman here. Oh, you had to pay. Whereas I get it for free. I run around knocking around all these hoes that I claim are piece of shit women, but I run through them. But you, on the other hand, had to pay for it. I don't pay any money. Or the woman you pay for, I fuck for free. You see where all of this comes in where this scarcity is created, where these content creators specifically, and many times the viewers, keep pushing upon you and impressing that limit the amount of women you have access to so you can be cool with them. Just so you can be cool with them, so we can keep our pimp hand strong. Otherwise, you're a trick, or you had to pay, or you were a passport, scuzzy passport guy, or you ain't got no game, or you a lame. You see what's going on here, or you a simp. You had to marry a single mother when they're recreational use only. This dick policing is created by men. Now, this typically comes from men raised by women. So by virtue of this, women have a place in this. Many times these men are trying to win over the women, not the men. They're trying to win over the women by forcing themselves to say a certain talking point to appear more brilliant to the women. However, let's take that out of it and show you where men are become frustrated because they become confused as to how they should participate. The word simp. Now, simping or cucking has taken on a life of its own. It doesn't mean what it used to mean. To simp would mean that you were going above and beyond a woman that doesn't respect you, but your heart was attached to her. Okay, my heart's attached to her. I'm going to do above and beyond this mediocre woman, and I'm not going to realize it. Okay, I'm not going to realize it. I'm going to fall for the okie doke. I'm going to think she loves me, but she doesn't. That couldn't even go in the phrase of tricking, which I believe tricking is a criminal. It's a street code term that only street people go by. All right, once you leave the streets, nobody goes by that. But that's what a simp is, a simp. Now, I put a video out where I was sitting at my birthday party. I was sitting like this, and the woman was talking to me like this. She was talking in my ear. Anybody seen that video? I'll pull it up. We got time today. I got nothing but time on my hands. I'll pull it up. I posted it here on the Coach Greg Adams channel. And I posted a lot of videos like this, and I noticed that a lot of people were watching them more than my regular videos. And I said, this is interesting what men are doing. This is interesting. And I said, I'm going to keep triggering. So I put this video out right here on the Coach Greg Adams channel. So here I am. And most men are not accustomed to me being around women or seen with women because I never made that a part of my show. But I have already been doing it. But most men are not accustomed to it. But this video right here, I put out. People were calling this simping. Now, this is where the men's space has gone off the deep end. This is what they call simping. Because I'm in the presence of the woman. Okay, I'm outside. I'm not on my podcast. I'm not. How is this simping? How is this simping? I'm just sitting there. I'm not talking to her. I'm not engaging. I'm not, no facial expression, nothing. Men, there's some men that was bothered by this. I'm not even talking to the woman, and this is just a clip. I'm just chilling. All right. And that's Iggy, the legend Iggy, sitting next to me. This is normal human behavior. But men in dick policing, and because they're not successful with women, they will call this simping. Now, yeah, this is where we're going off the deep end. And I go, man, there's no helping the miserable men of the world. And I would include Anton Daniels in this conversation because what he's preaching is misery. I've never met a cool passport bro. Why does it matter? Why does it matter if he's cool? Why? And the fact that he's trying to achieve what he's trying to achieve, whether it's sex tourism or mate selection or finding a wife, why does it matter? I don't understand. Where it's gotten to the point where it's bothersome to these men that they're not picking strag women in their neighborhood. Okay, let's say he stayed here, but he got a white woman. They would have a problem with that. He's in America. He just got a white woman. People have a problem with that. Or he got a woman that's a black woman, but she's 21 years old and he's 47. They're going to find a way to pull that back and say, nah, that ain't the way to do it. And I'm telling you, unfortunately, the men are the problem here 100% more than the women. It is the men creating the scarcity amongst men. I'm going to play a video that I put out about this when I was in Japan. I'll play the video for you. And men are not going to realize this until it's too late. And the video is dating is not a one size fits all option. Just because you broke date doesn't mean the next man should. Just because you fuck women and you are broke off an air mattress doesn't mean that that's how the next man should do it. But what I find is that men go, well, if that's my only choice, I'll do that. So I can be cool with these men on the internet. Okay, so let's play a video where I addressed this about a week or two ago. All right, the Notorious One is back here. I'm in Tokyo, Japan this time. And I wanted to send a special message out to men, particularly in the age group of 18 to 40, 18 to 35, 18 to 40, in which a lot of men are trying to find their way through the dating landscape. And of course, I'm just an old man. I'm out of the dating world for 100%. I'm in the mating world, and I'm also not in the world of relationships. I'm having a good time living the free agent lifestyle. But I want you to think about this. A lot of men, especially in the United States, suffer from scarcity, a lack of abundance, not only financially, but when it comes to women. And that is because they don't explore the world before they explore women. They try to solve the puzzle with women before they solve their own puzzle. And this comes across with rage bait material that you see men constantly putting out on the internet to get you upset and to blame someone for your lack of abundance and your skills with relationships. Now, this abundance is created by men, or this scarcity is created by men, particularly with dating strategies, religion, and criticizing people based on what type of strategy they use to access women. Let me stop right there. So the ecclesiastical men, the conservative men, oh, you got to get a woman that's not a feminist and blah, 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 all of these things here. And she's got to be ecclesiastical. She wasn't a virgin. She's got to be a virgin. It comes across even there. So the men, even the guy that the Andrew Wilson guy, where he was saying you got to be in the church. She got to be a Christian. What if in the black community, she got to be a Christian? What if she's a Muslim? This scarcity is created by men, not women. Dating coaches. You got to use this dating strategy or you're not cool. You're a lame. You're a square. Perpetrating pimps, men that act like they're pimps and everything they say is pimps. Oh, I'm a pimp. They talk pimp left and right. You a square, you a lame. What marketplace? And then they go and dictate, well, this is the worst possible human being. And the man that spends money on a woman. You mean like the man that gives you money? Like through your woman, he's the worst human being? You're a criminal cocksucker. How are you putting another man creating a meaningless crime above you, and you're a criminal cocksucker pimp? You're a leech, a parasite to society. You accomplish nothing but through the vagina of a woman. But in your world, that guy is lower and beneath you. Because in their world, they're about dick policing. They care more about a man's dick than they care about pussy. Right? Accomplishing nothing. So the dating coaches get involved in this, creating scarcity amongst men. You got to use this strategy or it ain't going to work for you. Continuing. Now, when you don't explore the world, you create that own scarcity in addition to yourself. And then you find your way trying to solve the problem through rage bait, comment sections, debating women. And how long has it been since you've been participating in this particular type of content and banter back and forth and debates, and it hasn't moved the needle one bit? This is because men are creating the scarcity in themselves, and other men are creating scarcity in the way you access women. Now, the way you access women is your own business. That should be your own business, because men will never have solidarity when it comes to dating and relationships. They're never going to be solidarity. Men are never going to stick together because we're naturally competitive in how we get access to women. And many men will never be apologetic about this. They will not leave women on the table just so you can get some out of pity or duty. With that being said, you have to find your own way. And
One of the ways that I do is I provide that way for you, but you don't have to listen to it. You certainly don't have to do it, but it is a way.
Now, it is a way. So for me, I want to tell you this. What I speak is not scarcity. I say you could do it this way. You could do it that way. If you do it that way, fine. All right. I find some value in one way and find value in a less way. I try to say, well, if you choose this type of woman, it might not reflect on you positively, but do I eliminate that woman? I say, no, you can use her as a concubine. You could use her as a fetish model. You could use her as a, what do they call it? A muse. That woman can still be a part of your life, but because you have scarcity, you select her in your fetish mind as a wife. That is going to create a problem for you. But I don't eliminate that woman for you. I say, well, there's 7 levels of mate qualification. You can use her in another way, recreationally, but it's going to make a bad representation on you in the future if you're with this woman. You guys have seen couples like this. This woman completely out of shape and fat. The husband's 40, and they're 40 years old. They have 2 kids or 3 kids. He's still fit and she's fat and sloppy and out of shape and need knee surgery. Yeah, those fat women are going to come back to haunt you. Fatness never prospers. All right. She's fat and young at 24. All right. At 46, she's going to be fat and sloppy and sweating. All right. With knee surgery, hip going out, and her, she got knocked knees. And she's going to be sleeping in the bed, and you're going to be running through mattresses. All right. So keep her as a motherfucking, don't keep her as a mate like that. All right. That mattress is going to have that fucking hole in the middle. So I don't eliminate the person as a mate. I just put her in a different qualification for you so that it doesn't negatively affect you. All right. So I'm trying to create abundance. Then I tell you to travel. Travel's going to create abundance. I'm going to show you a clip, and it's on Vlad TV.